Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. I am back in my house. This is great. In the Happily Healed with Tenille studios, if you will. Let me make sure I am live everywhere. Last week we were on the road. And this week we are in the comfort of our own studio. Yes. Okay. So if you've never met me, I am Tenille. I help women diagnosed with lupus go from confused and discouraged to healed, hopeful, and in control of the medical narrative. And today we have a treat. We have an amazing guest today, and I'm super excited to have this young lady here. Y'all, could you give me a comment to make sure I am everywhere that I think I am? I should be on Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTubes. Hello from Facebook. What up, Strong Island? Okay, so I went to this event. I told you guys it was the bagels and muffins and mimosas and bagels, something like that. It was the lupus event I went to about 2 weeks ago, question mark. And let me tell you, it was a time. It was an amazing event, everything about it. And on that stage, 4 out of the 5 people had already been on my podcast. So then I was looking at this fifth person. I was like, hey, fifth person, what's going on? Why haven't you been on my podcast yet? And granted, I had just met her and she had no idea who I was, but that's not the point. When I got to know her, I found out that our lupus stories were eerily similar, but so many years apart. I was so confused. Like, how is this still happening this way? But we'll get into it. Anyhow, any hoodle toaster strudel. This young lady, Jocelyn, is a powerhouse. She's so quiet and so sweet, but the story on this girl, and she's got the accolades to boot, all these degrees, all these accolades, has a really great job, like living a great life in the midst of all the lupus chaos. So please, everyone, let me introduce our guest, Jocelyn.
Hey,
Hi, thank you so much for being here.
thank you for
Uh,
having me.
Let me see. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so Jocelyn, if you would please introduce yourself to the audience. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Jocelyn. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. I am an investment advisory specialist, and basically a little bit about me. I mean, of course, like my personality, I'm like shy and quiet, but I mean, like once you get to know me, I'm more so like outgoing and like funny. And I also love to dance. That's something I've been passionate about ever since I was little.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because it's as if you get some kind of diagnosis and people are like, "Oh, you have hobbies? That's weird. I thought your hobby was being sick. That's crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, that job, that's a big job. Were you doing that job um, before you got sick, or that was after?
It's like way after because I got sick during school.
Okay. So tell us that story. Run us through that. Like, okay, just so everyone knows, I met her during her first live speaking engagement. So she had never done it before. But did I know? Absolutely not, because she's just a very poised young lady. Okay. So tell us how the diagnosis happened. Where were you and what happened?
So I guess I'll start off like beginning of 2018. Like, so I think May of that year, I noticed, or like maybe April, like some swelling on me. So then the school, when I was in school, I went to like the emergency room because my
Mm.
school had like 5 different campuses, but I was in like a small town, so the only thing they had was like a little small hospital. So I had went there, and then I think I got prednisone for like the swelling. I think it went down. And then when I came back home, my mom noticed like dark spots in my ear. And she was like, "You been cleaning your ears?" I was like, "Yes." So, but it still wasn't going away. So basically, I then went to the dermatologist and I forgot what they said, but I had spent a lot of money on the dermatologist products. And I
Mm.
think it didn't really clear up, maybe like a little bit. And then I did notice like the whole month of July before I went back to school, I was pretty much sick like that whole month. I don't
Oh,
know how. Um
but you were still
I
going to
mean,
classes.
not during the summer, no.
Okay. So this was all happening in the summer.
Mhm.
Okay.
So like said July, the whole month I was sick. I was having fevers a lot and didn't really know why. Then I know I also had one time ate this like red velvet cake and I never had issue with it, but I noticed somehow my lip was swelling up, like my top lip. And
Mm-hmm.
I know I am like allergic to red dye, but usually like I've had that red velvet cake before and it never like bothered me. So didn't know what was going on, but then I eventually got better. And then of course school started the next month in August. And like you know how you can like pop your joints or whatever, like
Yeah.
the bones. So like I did that and then I noticed sometimes it'll feel like a little pain, but then it'll go away, but the pain stayed. And then it started traveling through all my other hands. And
Mm.
then that's when I noticed like my hands are like swollen and stuff. And then I think I just started like looking on Google for stuff,
Mm.
trying to
Uh-oh.
figure out like what's going on. Cause I think my mom thought I had gout. And then I noticed like
Oh, wow.
then I know that Selena Gomez and I think yeah, Nick Cannon, I remember them having like lupus. So I had looked that up as well. I was like looking at the symptoms. I was like, maybe I had this, but I don't know. So as
So
I
when
continue,
you, excuse me, I'm sorry.
you can
So when you were getting sick, like this whole time, you weren't, you didn't have any idea what it was. The doctor said it was nothing really. They just kept brushing you off and you're like, oh, you're fine.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So you thought it was just skin stuff. Then it was joint pain and being extra allergic to things that you were already kind of allergic to. Yeah. In our comments, it says red 40 is evil. Amen. It literally is. Um, Most people are very allergic to anyway. So like, why do we use it? I don't know. So you had never heard of lupus except for those famous people who had it.
Yeah.
Like nobody in your life has lupus. Okay.
No.
Okay. So you Googled, don't do that. People don't do it. you, you Google yourself into a heart attack you're not having. Okay.
Yeah.
So you Googled, you found people who had lupus and you thought maybe I have that. Then what happened?
I think I just like brushed it off, but I also noticed I was starting to have like more pain because I also stayed on the third floor because we had like apartments in the campus I was at because I had switched to the main campus that year,
Mhm.
and I noticed like if I sit for a long time, if I do certain things, I can start feeling like my joints hurting really bad or like it's hurting to
Mm.
like get up, and then I think eventually I did go to the urgent care.
How long do you think that it was? So from the first time you went to that urgent care to the second time, how long was that gap?
Um, Maybe like a week.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I know I went because, like, of the slowness yeah, because of my hands, and
Hmm.
then also the person I was talking to, they were sick, and then somehow I got sick, and then that's when I went to CVS, and then that's when they told me about, like, I had the flu, but then, of
Okay.
course, come to find out, I never did have the flu, but, um
Isn't that something they can test for? Like, isn't there is the test, the blood test? It's not a what? They can see it when you have the flu. So how they made that up? What?
'Cause I think when I did the flu test, it was, like, through the nose, kinda like COVID, like
Yeah.
the COVID test, so I think they did it through the nose and said, like, that I had it, even though when I did eventually go to the hospital, I didn't have it, but I noticed when I was taking the medicine for the flu, I started having allergic reactions, so, like, I started swelling up, like, my ears or
No.
my face was swelling up, and I had called my mom and then she had seen on FaceTime, she was telling my dad, like, "Yeah, we need to get down here because it's gonna take me to, like, a hospital, like, up here because I was in Macon at the time, and when they had got to me, she was saying, I guess I didn't look recognizable, but
Oh
I
man.
didn't
Okay.
really know,
Yeah. Okay.
but, she was like, "I
So
was
that was
short
an
of breath
allergic
too."
reaction you were having. Okay. So mine was not allergic reaction. It was like my body trying to attack the mucin behind my eyes. Mucin is just regular occurring behind your eyes. But I made a cute little picture of us being adorable together. Do you want to see?
Yeah.
Look at us. Okay, so me on the left, that was my first major flare up. Not an allergic reaction. This was just they could not get the swelling to stop in my body. It was from my head to my chest, just swollen. And hers was an allergic reaction. But when her mom showed me this picture at the brunch, I was like, why does she look like me? Like, what happened? Okay, so this is that flare up. That's the first one you ever had. Was this one?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was allergic action per se, but I just noticed like I started like swelling up. So I don't know if it like made my lupus come out more. I
Hmm.
guess with taking the medication. I'm not like 100% sure, but that's not enough. And then I didn't know it had got worse like that until she had like showed me like the picture.
Yeah, because you can't
Cause
feel
I
it.
know.
You just like, oh, I felt a little heavier. My head felt heavy, but I didn't know that I looked like a marshmallow person. So
Yeah.
you still weren't diagnosed at that time. Like they just were like, oh, not the flu, but definitely you're swollen.
So when I went to the hospital, I think they were trying to make sure I wasn't having a stroke because I think my blood pressure was like 160 something over one something. I forgot. But they were trying to like run different tests. They noticed I had like fluid on my lungs.
Mm,
Um, I think part of my lung was tore a little bit, like a partial tear. And
wow.
then they had kept me like overnight because I ended up doing a hospital down there first. Cause mom said I wasn't gonna make it up to like Atlanta. So
Mm,
when I did get like to a doctor like the next day, I think she said she knew like what I had, but they didn't have the materials or like I guess all the stuff down there in Macon. So she had called Emory and Wellstar or Kennesaw. And then Kennesaw, I don't think they had beds, but Emory did. So then I think like that next night I went to Emory. And then I think I was like in ICU for a little bit. So and then they was doing like a lot of tests. They did like a kidney biopsy and stuff like
mm.
that. And then I think that's when they were like realized like they knew what it was. But I didn't find out I think until November 18th, I
Wait,
think.
wait, wait. So they found out and they didn't tell you?
Well, they had to do like tests. They were still like running tests. Like they had a feeling, I think, but like they were trying to make sure like all the tests were complete. Cause I didn't think I don't find out till like that Monday, like 100% for sure.
Right. So, and immediately it was kidney stuff. Like they were like, this is for sure kidney.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But so you went from feeling fine to a summer passing, and then you're diagnosed with lupus and have like super kidney complications.
Yeah, because I was misdiagnosed for like 7 years.
Wait, wait, wait. What were they diagnosing you with?
Migraines and then a hemiplegic migraine.
So you were having symptoms for 7 years, and they were like, no, 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 it's this thing, and they never tested you for anything else.
We just always tested for like migraines because at the time that's all I was really experienced was my migraines and like tunnel vision.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
apparently I think all of that ended up being lupus because I don't really I mean, yes, I still have headaches, but it don't be like how it used to be, where I'll get like
Mhm.
numb and then my vision goes blur. So
Wow. And you're so young, 7 years. That's crazy. And I really feel like all those little symptoms, thank God for your mom, thank God for like catching stuff early, because those little symptoms are the things that people miss because they don't pay attention to like regular aches and pains, and like they don't want to look into it because I don't know if you don't want to find out what it is, or you just feel like it's regular, schmegular, regular pain. I'm just gonna, yeah, it's fine. My ear fell off. I'm gonna have another one. I'm fine. Like that's how people act, especially younger people, because you were not trying to notice that you had anything going on either. When your mom said, "Oh, what's going on with the ear?" You're like, "Oh, it's fine." But
yeah.
so let's talk life after, because I feel like your diagnosis story is very similar to so many people, being misdiagnosed or brushed off when you have new symptoms and that kind of stuff. And having people around you like your mom, or being a persistent, consistent person that's going to be like, no, something's wrong, please help me, like I need help, is so important. So how's life now that you are like aware of the diagnosis, you're doing live events and whatever? um what is your normal? Run me through a day. Like you get up, and how often are you thinking about lupus, or how often are you thinking about helping other people with lupus, etc.?
I don't I guess because I'm so used to it, I don't really like think about lupus as much. You know, I
Mhm,
know I still like have it,
mhm.
but my new norm is pretty much I'm supposed to be doing my blood pressure, like check it twice a day and also like check my temperature twice a day. I have to take CellCept, which is also called mycophenolate.
Mm-hmm.
I take right now. I take 1,000 twice a day. And then I also take a blood pressure medicine called Lasortin, and I take that twice. No, take once, twice a day. And my mom said it's really more so for my kidneys and not necessarily like my blood pressure because I've been wanting
Mm-hmm.
to get off of it because I kind of feel like it's pointless, but
Right.
I know
Right.
it's necessary. But
Right.
um,
Well, when I was your age, I was probably still taking a million medicines also. But so another reason that your story caught my eye is because you were on CellCept, and that is a cancer medication. And people who have lupus a lot of times do take cancer medications, do chemo, all that stuff. And the reason why I started recording at that event at all is because your aunt started talking about, maybe it was your mom, talking about paying for that medication. I always talk about a story when I was in college and I was on CellCept and I was waitressing at Applebee's, and my medicine wasn't covered for whatever reason, my insurance lapsed or whatever, and one of those pills, and I was taking it twice a day, just like you. One of those pills was $150, and I was meant to take two of those pills a day. So I was running back and forth to the pharmacy, working double shifts at Applebee's, trying to cover my daily pills. And your mom said that you guys get it directly from the manufacturer.
yeah,
How did you even find that out? How did you even like go about knowing
I think that's more so on her, but I
that? Mm-hmm.
guess probably with Cigna because I know like that's the insurance I have,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like a special pharmacy, and then their special pharmacy is like a Credo, so that's where basically that's only where my CellCept comes from. But I can get Lasortin from there, but I just get it from Publix because it's free.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I wonder. I don't know if that was possible back in my day, but
Yeah.
like I'm so happy to hear that you can get medication affordably, and you guys found a way. I'm telling everybody, go to your manufacturers of the medication that you're taking, and make sure that that medication can be you're getting it at the cheapest cost. If you are getting it from the pharmacy, maybe you need to get it from another pharmacy. Maybe you need to get it from the manufacturer. Get a good RX card to put on top of your insurance, because insurance sometimes they will not cover the name brand, or they will only cover the knockoff, or they'll only cover this, or they cover it now and they don't cover it later, that kind of stuff. I need to have your mom and your aunt on this show. Maybe we'll do a roundtable of the three of y'all, because that was such good information at that event. So tell me how you resumed your regular life now. You say you still love to dance and stuff, and you have a big girl job and that kind of stuff. So tell me about regular life now.
um, I feel like I still like I guess live a normal life. I know compared to like some other people who have lupus,
Hmm.
but I guess since I'm like doing well and I'm like in remission right now, even though my lupus is trying to come back some one way or another.
Rebuke it? No, thank you. No, thank you.
So I don't know, I just like still be hanging out with my friends, of course, go to work. And then I started getting back into my passion with dancing a couple years ago. And now I also started doing like extreme hip hop step aerobics. And I
Oh,
recently became an instructor like earlier this
ooh,
year. So
that's cool. Congratulations.
I think
So, where do you dance? Do you dance like in front of people at places, or is it just the workout classes? Or
I just go to like this dance studio and I just dance there on like Sundays.
fun. That's really cool. I'm glad that you can still do all that stuff. So right now you don't have the joint pain and you are good to go with the dancing. Like it doesn't like make you flare.
Yeah, I'm good for right now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go, Jasmine. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. So guys, I would love to know if you are in the chat right now, please let me know if you're watching live uh or if you are watching the recording. And I'm gonna go through and read some of these comments because Jocelyn right now, she at work. Don't tell nobody. Don't. Shh, it's a secret. She's at work. But she just agreed to come on for a few minutes so we can talk. So I'm gonna read from Facebook first. Good afternoon from Strong Island, New York. Facebook is listening. Beautiful wisdom here, 100%. Thank you for sharing today live. Good afternoon, cheering from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you, Warrior. 100% not being picked on. You have been picked to share our story. Red 40 is evil. Yes, Wow, live value. Congratulations. See, people are excited for you, Jocelyn. I am very excited for you. Okay, so we'll go to Instagram now. Oh yeah. Love the setup. Live from Florida. Hey Nettie. Wow. Leave it up to mom. Props to moms. Amen. Yes, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out to have all three of y'all on this podcast because they were huge personalities. I was very shocked considering you're so quiet and they're so like, yeah, we are here. I was like, yes. Way to go. Value. Dancing. So good. Live. Great afternoon from the Caribbean. Trinidad in the house. Hey. Loving from Houston. A lot of value. My God, I believe speechless every time I hear that you and your guest going through this type of disease. All I can do is pray. I'm so glad that you did not let this control you or control your life. Jocelyn, you are amazing. Continue to allow your story to unfold. Speechless, I meant to say. Oh, we got it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for the comments. So I'm going to let you get back to work, but I do want, if you could, please, if you were leaving my audience with one nugget, one thing, if they forgot everything about this podcast and you are just leaving them with something to take with them, what would you say?
I think I say just know it'll get better. It'll get like easier because I know at first it's hard, but as long as you have like a good support system, whether it's family and friends, you're gonna get through it and probably turn out better than you ever thought you would.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm going to show this picture again. Actually, I'm just going to show the picture of just you. So that was her in the hospital on her very first flare up. At least I had a practice flare up before I got crazy. So that's Jocelyn there. And like, this is how mine started too, that it began kind of mild. Like one side of my face swelled up and then the next side. And I had no idea what was going on. And I'm going to show this picture, but let me tell you that she showed me a picture of her a week out the hospital and she looked stunning. And I was confused. I was like, it took me like 2 years to look like a human being. But yeah, warriors unite for real. Like it is craziness. Oops. Oh, I messed it up. Whoever's not listening to this on the visual, please go to my Instagram, Tenille_the captain, or my Facebook, Tenille Stewart, or YouTube, Tenille Stewart, to see these pictures, because let me tell you something. This type of swelling, this type of pain, this type of exhaustion is unlike anything that I've ever experienced. And I would not wish it on my worst, but there are some people that are still going through it, like Jocelyn. And remember, you're not alone. If you are going through a flare-up that's similar to this, remember that it has happened to other people. You will get through it. Jocelyn got through it. Jocelyn had a tribe behind her. And right now, if you don't have a personal tribe, join mine. Join ours. And we will help you get through it. I'm telling you, y'all, don't give up. Lupus is bad, but we are bad. Okay? Okay. All right, y'all. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for being here. We have blessings to you both. You both rock. God bless. Wow. You both are rock stars. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Please share to anyone who needs this inspiration. We love y'all. Have a lovely Monday. Have a lovely week. Stay happily healed. Bye.
Bye.